in the public house up top, and there are several of them, and pretty much all of you have been in one for the last couple of days because there really hasn't been, especially with the way that Phlan is right now with the economy and whatnot. You guys have pretty much been the only public-seeking adventuring party in Phlan at the moment. So, like I said, you share the common room. Sometimes other adventurers, but like I said, it's been dead. And it is early evening at this point, and Madame Friona's daughter, she comes back over. Reese is her name, and the halfling girl says, "Excuse me, sirs and lady. Pardon my interruption. I'm so sorry to bother you. A chap just contacted me, and my mother just told me that he is in the private room and asked me to fetch you. My mother said it was something about some coin needed to change hands for an easy job, and seeing that you're the only adventurers, or that seems like that we have here in the tea kettle." And she's like, kind of playing with her red curly hair nervously and whatnot. "He's in the very corner, and he said he will speak to you now. But he says he has coins." And she just says, "I'm sorry. Is there anything else that anyone needs before I go?"
So David, when she's telling us this, Piter is a little bit jumpy, and he's kind of looking around to see if anybody else is watching and paying attention to what we're doing. So is there anybody that just seems to be like kind of watching us around as she's coming to tell us this?
No, actually no. Everything seems to be normal. You guys have been in, Madame Friona's tea kettle quite a few times, and it seems like it's the same patrons that are, clogging down caskets of this Moonsea Pale Ale every night. So nothing looks out of the ordinary. However, I will say this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Piter's going to kind of whisper to everybody. I think the guy at the bar is looking at us.
Well, there's no guy at the bar looking at you. There's actually what you do notice. The thing that you notice is in the corner of the room up here. I'll kind of draw a line. Now up here, usually there is a huge tapestry that is on a sort of like a sliding rod, and this sliding rod doesn't make any noise. By the way, this is a very quiet rod. Whoever made this quiet rod is definitely probably rich. But never mind. I had to do that. Sorry, that was something from Miss Scarlet. So, but tonight, the tapestries are pulled across, and it's just barely cracked. And you can see that there's usually it's called the private room, and you can see that there's a gentleman sitting at that table in the private room.
What do you think, guys? I don't know about you, but my coin pouch is starting to get pretty light these days.
Yeah, prices have actually, they have definitely increased. Everything has, from drink to food to normal adventuring gear, has all taken a price hike because of the recent economic problems that Phlan is having. They're not having much trade going on in the port. So times are pretty rough here in Phlan.
I'll look over at the girl and I'll say, "Get me another beer and then show me to him."
Sure.
I'll take another coffee as well, please.
Oh, yes. And she comes back over after.
Give me another ale.
Okay. She's gone for a couple of minutes and comes back and says, "This way, he will see you now. He didn't give my mother or I his name. My mother did. She did take care of the gentleman, but he didn't give us his name." So she walks all of you back to this room in the back, and she slides the curtain open a little bit more, and she says, "Oh, he'll see you. He's waiting now." And then she's kind of twirling her red hair, and then she goes off and starts helping the other tables.
I'll move to there.
Ah, come in, my friends, please. Please, come in, my friends. I've got a business proposition for you.
I slam the ale down on the table, turn the chair around, and straddle it as I sit down.
Okay.
Leaning in a little bit to listen.
So as everybody is coming into the private room, Omi and also Piter, he continues to kind of look at both of you back and forth. And you can also notice that you see the pin of a Harper agent. So you can tell that this figure is an agent, or so he is represented as an agent of the Harpers. And he invites you in, and you close the private room. Nobody can see you now. And this figure, he's keeping his face obscured. He has a hood on, and he is speaking in a low voice, probably disguising it. Both Kyleth and Omi, you can kind of tell that. And he tells you, "Please, my friends, please sit down." And he's motioning you to sit down on the chairs. And there are 4 chairs. And he says, "I noticed that several of you belong to the organization that I am affiliated with, and although several of you are not, I put 2 and 2 together and figured that all 4 of you were probably part of the same adventuring group. And the Harpers, they do not discriminate on our members working with other members, and there is things afloat out there, not only in Phlan but all across the lands. So it's nice to see the organizations working together. But to get down to business, I am looking for someone that wants to carry out a mission that I have, and it's not the easiest of missions, I will say that, and it's not the hardest. I'm not wanting to send you into a death trap or anything, but my colleagues and I have captured a merchant. And this merchant was going to illegally purchase a red dragon egg. I mean, imagine purchasing a red dragon egg. That cannot be good, my friends. And we, the Harpers, we want you to pose as this merchant and any of the hirelings that the merchant has with him. And we want you to go to the purchasing site, make the transaction, but there is one thing that is sort of like a slight little difficult thing we need done. He holds up a little magical pin, and it's like a little brooch, and he says, "I need you, one of you, someone that is very talented with a sleight of hand, and I need you to place this pin on one of the sellers so that my colleagues and we can track them back to their place of residence." It is a little magical pin, and that'll do the job. But we need one of you that's great with the sleight of hand. So place this on one of the miscreants that is selling the egg to you. So you're probably asking yourself, before you ask any questions, you're probably asking, "Hey, what is it going to take to get this egg?" Well, it's not a problem. He pulls out a bag, and he puts it on the table, and he kind of opens up the lid and kind of takes his hand and reaches in and kind of spreads some diamonds on the table. Beautiful diamonds. Quite a few diamonds in this bag. And he says, "This is what you're going to use as payment." So you exchange the bag of diamonds. You receive the egg in return. Now, he looks over towards Omi, and he says, "You, my friend, you actually look like the merchant. So you are probably going to need to act as the merchant, and whoever the other individuals here. I'm sorry, I do not know your names, and nor do I care. Not to be rude, but I'm not going to give you my name either. You need to take these diamonds, give them to the individuals, get the egg, bring the egg back to me here. So, but don't remember, the hardest part of this mission is to take this little magical pin, and it looks like a shard of glass, basically. And this tracks. This is going to help us find out where these miscreants are dwelling, basically.
That sounds like you have a great plan, and I'm always happy to do favors for the Harpers. I do need to ask, though, as my finances are getting pretty low, how much does this job pay?
Well, I knew you were going to ask that. And I have another sack. Poof, and he sets it on the table. Really, really bulgy sack. And, he takes some gold and kind of tosses it back and forth in the bag and says, I've got 200 gold that all of you can split. So if my math is correct, and he kind of scratches his chin a little bit, because I think that's 50 gold apiece, if I'm not mistaken. That's a pretty good payday for maybe an hour or 2 hours max of work, and you're not out in the sun breaking concrete, you're not laying cobblestone walls or anything, you're not planting seeds in at a farm. Pretty easy money, I would assume.
When he puts the gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
When he puts the gold on the table, I try hard not to have my eyebrows raised, but I fail, and they both go up. And
yeah, exactly.
I'm looking like with the corner off my eye, I'm looking at the bag, and I'm like,
there's a lot of diamonds there, and there's a lot of gold.
nice payday.
It is, and I'll even sweeten the pot for you as well. I will give you this, and he kind of reaches into his into a bag or something below the table, and he pulls out a vial of red liquid, and it looks like it has a small beating heart in it, and you all recognize this as a potion of healing. And he says, I'll even sweeten the pot, and I'll throw this in as well, and I will let you have the potion as collateral. But, like I said, my friends, this is not a hard task. It's not an easy task. Place the pin, exchange these diamonds, these beautiful diamonds, for the egg. You will refer to them as the seller. You are to be referred to as the buyer. And that is like the code word between the two parties. That is what the merchant has told me as we were interrogating him. So it's place the pin, come back, bring me the egg, and I'll be here, and I'll give you the 200 gold. Does it sound fair? But under no circumstances, I will say this one more thing that I want to throw in. There can be no violence here. So don't think you're going to give them the diamonds and then attack them and then kill them and take their diamonds, because no, that's not the point of this objective. The point of the objective is to get the information on where these miscreants are dwelling. Where is their central hideout? These are things that my colleagues and I, as the Harpers, we need to find out.
I understand that.
So what do you think? I think it's a pretty fair deal, especially how things are in Phlan now. 200 gold. I wouldn't say that very loud either if I was you. You could live like kings for at least maybe a couple days here. The prices of Phlan, I mean, yeah.
it is indeed a very intriguing job. I do have some questions for you, though.
I'm sure, my friend. And what are these questions?
Will I not be recognized as not being this merchant when I show up to make the transaction?
Well, you kind of look like him, so you're gonna have to play it off. I don't know how your usually all of the agents of the Harpers they are pretty good at coming up with things on the fly. I can see by the tools that you have on your belt that I would imagine that you probably have some kind of skill. Talking your way out of trouble and whatnot, I would imagine.
Can you describe the appearance of this merchant?
He's pretty short. He's a pretty. Don't take this as don't take this bad, but he is kind of a homely-looking individual. He's a human. He's very short though. So and he also has he has a limp to his walk. So you may want to throw a little limp in there and kind of sell it. You're actually a little bit shorter than he is, but yeah.
You see that Omi lets his hair grow long at the sides and grows sideburns in order to help hide his elven features.
There is also one other thing that now that I remember, he has a huge mole on his chin. A very beastly mole. Yeah, y'all, the type of mole you just want to snatch off of his face. That's the only distinctful things that I can actually remember about the merchant that I was interrogating the other day. Hey, what's up, Lynx?
And this red dragon egg, what do the Harpers want with such an item?
Well, we want to get it back into the mountains, of course. We want to possibly get it to a red dragon. It is illegal to own a dragon egg, and especially a red dragon egg. Oh, it's not good, especially with all of the words of this cult of the dragon that has kind of been taking, I don't know in case you've heard, but the Sword Coast down south and to the west, they're having a hard time with this cult of the dragon, so we don't know if this is Cult of the Dragon related, so that's why we're trying to find out where their organization is, and then we'll be able to infiltrate this, this house or castle or underground cavern that they have, and we'll be able to determine more information then. Thanks, Monkey. I appreciate it, man.
I look to my companions. Does anyone else have questions?
No questions.
Piter sees that Keyleth kind of eyes the bag of diamonds, and then he knows a little bit about Omi, and he says, but perhaps the dwarf or I should carry that bag.
I would not mind at all, and he slides the bag of diamonds over towards one of you, between both of you.
Bee takes it and puts it in her bag and says, "You are a chatty Cathy, aren't you?"
Me? Oh, my lady, I apologize. I believe you're the first. Don't take offense to this, but I believe you're the first woman that hasn't said anything around me. I'm quite taken back by that. Usually, anyways, I am not. Like I said, the offer is there, 200 gold. I mean, and plus I've thrown in this of my own personal, belongings, this potion of healing as well. And like I said, my lady, no, please do not take offense to that, but you do not speak very much for a woman.
Alright, well, B, I know the diamonds will be safe with B, but I'll need to, when it comes time to make the transaction, I'll need you to hand those to me.
Of course.
And I'll take the pin and hide it away in a pocket, but where it's easy to get at. So.
My friends, is there anything else that you wish to know?
Yes, exactly where is this meeting supposed to take place?
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up. It is going to be at a farmstead that is about 20 minutes north of Phlan, and he gives you the location on the map. And he says the seller is supposed to be waiting in a barn for you, and he will have several of his operatives there as well. So you should expect to see 3 individuals.
Now, if we get caught with the egg, or if they attack us, I do not hold myself responsible for any violence that may occur at said time.
You may defend yourself as well, but as far as what I'm told by the merchant that we have, that is captive of ours, they do not want trouble. They just want to offload this egg, and they want the diamonds, and they've guaranteed no problems at all. No problems whatsoever. It should be like taking candy from a small infant.
When is this meeting supposed to take place?
Probably within the next hour or so. Just before the sun goes down is when everyone is supposed to meet. That is why I've waited so long to actually contact you. Just waiting for the precise time.
And it sounds like we don't have much time.
It's only about a 20-minute walk, and you've got about 30 minutes before the deal is supposed to be brokered.
Well, of course, it might take a little longer than that if you're supposed to show limp.
Yes. And a big greasy mole as well.
I think I know where we can find someone to help us with a disguise to help put a mole on my chin.
Oh, mate, there's no need to go into big disguise bags or anything. Just limp up there, exchange, and show him the diamonds, and you should be fine. And he takes a drink of his wine glass. Has a red wine. He pours more wine from a bottle that he has on the table.
Dave, can I tell if he's hiding anything or not telling me everything?
Sure, you can dump an insight roll into the tower.
I'd like to do the same
Okay.
thing.
Sure, dump it into the tower.
Yes, I'd like to do the same. I deal with shady people all the time in taverns.
Wow.
Oops, I forgot
Nice.
that. I forgot the tower. Put that in the tower.
Tighten up over there, Omi. That's okay, no problem. Tighten up. As far as this guy seems to be genuine. Piter, you definitely think that he's genuine for sure. You know, you can tell. Just everything kind of lines up. You know, the Harper's pen. You know, the way that he's presented himself. All that stuff. You think definitely. Both you and Omi definitely think that he's the real thing.
Okay.
Well, since he's part of the Harpers,
Especially with being a
Omi's
Harper yourselves. So yeah.
yeah, Omi's not going to negotiate a better price with him since he's part of the Harpers. Normally he would, but since you're part of the same organization, he's going to accept the offer as stands.
Well, good luck. Good luck, gentlemen and my lady, and please don't take any offense to what I had said. I meant nothing of it. I think it's the wine talking.
No, lady.
Oh, my lady, the rumor is true. Female dwarves do have beards. I can sleep well tonight now that I know that female dwarves have beards.
I laugh a little bit with the last comment.
I'll be able to sleep like a baby tonight.
So before we leave, Piter's just going to peek out of the curtain a little bit to see if anybody's watching.
No, everything looks good. Give me a perception check, actually. Okay. Everything looks good for you.
Okay, so I'll turn back
Nothing
and
out
say,
of the ordinary.
Shall we go?
Yes, anybody wants to order a last drink, go ahead, and then I think we should hit the road right away.
Ooh, drinks! And he lifts his wine glass back up. Oh, this bottle's getting a little light. I think I may have to have Madame Fiona, one of her beautiful 5 daughters. Oh boy, what I would. Anyways, I think I might need another bottle.
Some people just
Good
can't
luck.
handle liquor.
Oh, my lady, this is my 2nd bottle today. I'm just getting started. Maybe you'll join me for a glass after you get back from your excursion.
Absolutely.
I wasn't talking you, sir. I was talking the bearded dwarf here. I'm sure she has many stories to tell.
Okay.
Well, good luck. Time is of the essence. Well, you've got probably about 30 minutes before the deal is supposed to go down. And he just laughs and drinks again. He was definitely in a much better state when you first got into the private room, but it seems like the alcohol is starting to catch up to this chap.
I think it's better time that we go now, or we will be late.
Alright, let's hit the road.
All right. So let's.
I'm gonna order one more coffee for the road from Reese on the way out.
Sure thing. Sure thing. You have no problem at all getting one. She gets it to you pretty quickly. Now for the map of Phlan, as you can see, I'll share this with you again. To the north, at the Parm Shen's farm, that is where the deal is going down. So you've got 20 minutes to get to that area there. Let me get you at a little. I'm gonna get you at a little pointer. Oh my God, the pointer! It's Godzilla. It's gonna destroy Phlan. Sorry. All right, so you guys are heading up here. Right about there.
Okay.
On the way over, I want to talk to Keyleth. So, I think, so do you want to try to make the plant of this pin, or shall I, during the deal? Since I'm sure we're both aware of one another's skills by now.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
Well, since did you have to do the talking, or?
Well, yeah, they think that Omi, yes, is going to be the merchant. Yeah.
On the way out of town, if there's a merchant that's selling a bottle of cheap wine, I'm going to go ahead and pick that up along with 2 glasses.
Sure, you can get 2 glasses. I love it. Sure, if you want to get a couple of Madame Fiona said she could lend you a couple glasses and just bring them back whenever you're done with them. She kind of looks at you like, what in the hell are you going to do? But she does have she has a cheap bottle of wine that you can. She has a 1 gold bottle of wine, and she also has a 1 silver bottle of wine. And she says the differences are definitely told by the price. She just kind of laughs.
The 1 silver bottle will suffice.
Oh, well, most definitely. I've got plenty in stock, and one of her daughters goes and gets a bottle for you.
Actually, if you have a bottle that's spoiled, if you could bring that to me, that would be the best.
Yeah, she walks over to the storage door and she yells for Whitley, which is one of her other daughters, and she says, "Whitley, just make sure you grab one of the bottles that has a bad cork on it."